The Pantanal is roughly the size of France. We are going to the northern area, low, dry woodland, damp grasslands and forests along the banks of meandering river systems, creating a mosaic of different habitats. The relative lack of human disturbance and open nature of the habitat means that the wildlife is often easier to see than elsewhere in South America. There were 44.2 million acres of Brazilian land burnt this year. The area lost to fire in Brazil grew by at least 66% compared to 2023. There were suspicions that some of the fires were deliberate to clear land for agriculture. Having said that, while we were here, the sun was always orange and some days you could really smell it. Sadly, more signs of global warming. After what seemed a long flight, we were met by Leos and Marcus, our guide, who will be with us until we leave Brazil to go on to Argentina. Leosom said he will stop for us if he sees anything interesting. Well, that didn't take long. After spending most of our trips in Africa, India and the Far East, most of these species are all brand new to us. Wonderful. One thing we did notice was the temperature. Very hot, 40 degrees plus. Doesn't take long to sort ourselves out. Then we're off out to find and film, hopefully, lots of different species. This wonderful owl came out to greet us and he was very obliging. After dark we went out with our torches. This tapir was so close and I'd got the wrong lens on. Having never seen one before, this was a wonderful experience. What a wonderful first day. Now off for a good night's sleep. This male Campo flicker, getting ready for a new day. You tend to find more when the day is young and life is more relaxed. We were amazed to see the variety of wildlife, all within walking distance of our lodge. Learson was always there to give us their names and point out species we had missed. He usually heard them before seeing them. Amazing. After breakfast, Learson took us out into the dry scrubland. It wasn't long before we came to a small lake. There was nothing there when we arrived, but after a while different species started to arrive, the big attraction being the water. You'll notice all the animals are nervous at the edge of the water. This is because of the caiman. They can lie with their eyes and nostrils just showing above the water for a very long time. The Tyra, surprisingly, are part of the badger and otter family we have at home. You can see how nervous she was. They don't have good eyesight. Wow, how about seeing them? The hyacinth macaw is the largest of the parrot family. It's 1 metre tall and weighs in at 2.5 pounds. It has also extremely large and strong beaks that can crack coconuts and the large Brazil nut. Sadly, there are only 3 breeding areas and is on the red danger list due to deforestation and the pet industry. Apparently, they are worth $10,000 each. This juvenile red rocket deer is very wary of caiman and gets out of the way quick. This red rocket deer is well aware of the dangers and has very good hearing. I had seen the smooth-billed Annie before, but not in these numbers. The yellow chevron parakeet feeds on seeds, fruit and termites' nests. That includes the clay they're made from and the termites themselves. I was lucky with these two, red and blue throated pipingorn, all in the same frame. Well, that was the end of an incredible day. Today is a brand new day and we're wondering what we'll see and be able to film. Peach-fronted parakeet feeds mainly on the ground, on seeds from a wide variety of plants. It also feeds on termites and insect larvae. After breakfast, Nielsen is taking us to another waterhole where hopefully we will see and film lots of different species. I did film the roadside hawk before, once in Costa Rica, but not as close as this. We did the tyra yesterday, but this is a healthier male today. This is what everything is nervous of. There are 4 species of the black and white tegu: the blue tegu, the huge tegu and the Argentine giant tegu, which can grow up to 4.5 feet long. You will see a juvenile black and white tegu later on in the film. The good news for the hyacinth macaw is that the toucan is the best bird for spreading the mandivi tree fruit wherever it goes. The bad news is that about 80% of the hyacinth macaw young are eaten by the toucan. The toucan mainly feeds on the fleshy fruit, but also supplements their diet with insects, eggs and the nestlings of other birds. What an amazing day we've had. We're off with Learson again, and he said he would stop off at anything of any interest on our way to another pool. We arrive at our new lake, wondering what we can see and film. This black and white tiger is eating snails. The collared peccary are no longer part of the pig family. Their diet, mainly vegetarian, but will eat small birds, alive or dead, lizards, eggs and fish. You can see here that when caiman are low in the water and motionless, they can be very difficult to see. This is why this little agouti is nervous. Learson suggested that we stay here until it's dark. We can then drive back with our torches and look for species on the way. This great potu was a wonderful spot and seemed very obliging. This was the reflected light from many, many caiman eyes. Back for a nice meal and bed. We had a quick look around our camp, and after breakfast we had a 120-kilometre drive along the Pantanal road to the Jaguar flotel. Learson said, "Don't worry, we will be stopping at anything interesting on the way." The capped heron is one of the least known about the heron family. It is endemic to the near tropics, inhabiting mostly rainforests. The southern skimmer is a good swimmer, but prefers to move on the ground. It is an excellent flyer and soarer. Learson was very excited when he saw this Pantanal snipe. He said they are very rarely seen, so we were over the moon and got some lovely footage. We were very excited when we arrived at the Jaguar Flotel. The potential to see and film there were huge. It didn't take long to settle in and we were soon off. I first saw these giant river otters in April 1991 when I was 500 k's northwest of Manaus. No video cameras then, and to see them again here now was amazing. They feed from a perch, sitting with its bill tilted up, then flying out to catch flying insects. The proboscis bat roosts during the day, exactly how you see them here. They feed on midges, mosquitoes, beetles and caddisfly. And that was the end of an exceptionally good day. Off early again this morning, wondering what the day will bring. The American pygmy kingfisher is only about 13 centimetres long and weighs in at about 13 grams. The capybara is the largest living rodent, native to South America. Its close relatives include guinea pigs. Our first Jaguar. What a wonderful experience. The jaguar is the only living member of the genus Panthera that is native to the Americas. The jaguar is threatened by habitat loss, poaching for trade with its body parts and killings in human-wildlife conflict, and sadly it's been listed in near threatened. What a beautiful animal. Another Jaguar. We really are being spoilt today. These waters really are dangerous. The black-crowned night heron is found throughout a large part of the world. Its breeding habit is fresh and saltwater wetlands. Wow, the gods are with us today. Nielsen and our boatman did a wonderful job to let me get these shots. What an amazing sight we have just witnessed. The only animal that needs these body parts are jaguars. That was definitely a day to remember. Off out early this morning. We went past the capybara family again, and they're still there with their babies. The boat-billed heron is a nocturnal bird and are non-migratory. They nest in mangroves and are quite difficult to find sometimes. Heading for home now and a nice dinner. We're off out again into this wonderful area. Bit of a territorial fight here, I think. That was a very good spot. How on earth did she swallow that? Learson said this is the same female we saw with the cub yesterday. I would imagine going off hunting. great freshwater otter is the largest member of the weasel family, reaching up to 1.8 metres in length. Being active exclusively during daylight hours, it is the noisiest otter in the species. The great freshwater otter wild population estimates are typically below 5,000. It is the greatest current threat to the weasel family. It is very difficult to say he was the father of the cub we saw, because she would have been visited by several males, but he does look very content. We're heading back now. We have had an amazing day and looking forward to a nice meal and a good night's sleep. Off out early this morning, wondering what we will see and film. The black skimmer breeds in North and South America. Northern populations winter in the warmer waters of the Caribbean and the tropics. It is one of the 3 similar bird species in the skimmer family. They're beautiful birds. I filmed them before when they were feeding their young in my Costa Rica trip. Love the way they wash the fish before they swallow it. The anhinga only breathes through its throat. It doesn't have any nostrils. That really is a huge fish for that bird to swallow. The giant river otter is a social species with family groups typically supporting 3 to 8 members. The groups are centred on a dominant breeding pair and extremely cooperative. Their dens are scent marked with scent glands, urine and faeces. Here you will see the dominant female. And here she is scent marking. It was a real privilege to see and film this group going back to their den. These hawks often forage by scanning from a perch or on the wing and swoop down to grab their prey. Tapirs inhabit jungle and forest regions of the South and Central America and Southeast Asia. They are one of the 3 surviving branches of the odd-toed ungulates. Tapirs near a water source will swim, sink to the bottom and walk along the riverbed to feed. The water buffalo here is very rare, but a few were brought in from Southeast Asia. End of another amazing day. We leave early this morning. Unfortunately, it's our last full day here. It's a brand new day today, wondering what we're going to see and hopefully film. I think we've been so lucky with the number of jaguars being able to see and film. These water hyacinths, they do have such a beautiful flower. I think this cormorant's in a spot of bother. He seems to have stabbed it. When you consider how rare the hyacinth macaw is, I think we've been incredibly lucky. This female making a fuss of her mate. These Guria cuckoo chicks have wonderful haircuts, just like their mum and dad. Well, it has been another incredible day. Sadly, we have to leave the flotel with its wonderful array of winding rivers and its abundance of wildlife. It really has been an amazing experience. We travel north now to the South Wild Pantanal Lodge. Leilson will be stopping off for us to see and film anything of interest. We stopped to see these caiman, having migrated to where there's water left. A lot of small rivers and pools dry up at this time of the year. They all seem to tolerate each other more when times are hard. There's little known about this beautiful heron, but it is very territorial. The whistling heron seems to be closely related to the capped heron, the heron we've just seen. The rufous horneo, male and female, have similar plumage and their pair bond is long-term, sometimes for life. The white wedge piculate is part of the woodpecker family. We arrived at our new lodge, settled in and had a quick snack, then went out to meet our new neighbours. The capuchin monkey diverged approximately 6.2 million years ago. It is suspected that it was triggered by the creation of the Amazon River, which separated the monkeys north of the Amazon River. Those in the Atlantic forest south of the river evolved into the robust capuchins. Learson suggested that after dinner we should go out with our torches. There was a little bit of cloud about that night. Learson did say we might see the ocelot, but nothing is guaranteed. We were in luck. That really was an amazing experience. Behaved just like your cat at home. That was a really exceptional day. I think we'll sleep well tonight. Out early this morning, wondering what the day will bring. Amazing camouflage there. The male black and gold howler monkey is one of the largest New World monkeys. They can weigh in at up to 7.5 kilos. Nielsen is going to drive around today and see what we can find. Roseate spoonbill is part of the spoonbill and ibis family. As you can see, it is getting rather hot now, 40 plus. Another incredible day we've just had. This is a South Wild Lodge where we stay, and I have to say they looked after us very well. The Nande parakeet is native to continental South America. Marsh deer is a species of deer native to South America. It is the largest living species of South American deer. Here's Mum delivering breakfast to 3 hungry youngsters. That's mine. The Jaguar stork is a close relation to the saddlebill stork in Africa. What is now Brazil broke away from what is now Gibraltar 5 million years ago. Leilson is taking us to see what we can find within walking distance from our camp. We're now off to a river, about 20 minutes away. The little blue heron can be found in freshwater and marine environments. We noticed this female jaguar when we were filming the capybara to our right. She was obviously in hunting mode. By now she was very close. Fortunately for the capybara, her son arrived. game was up. Time for a stretch and a yawn. Her son was pleased to see her. This sequence took a long time, and unfortunately the light was failing fast. She's been a good mum and managed to raise 2 cubs. What a day we've had today. The red-crested cardinal is not closely related to the true cardinal family. It is sometimes known as a Brazilian cardinal. A truly exquisite flower.
Some of the endemic species. Mato Grosso emperor.
Nielsen is going to take us to the river again. I tried some slow motion there. The capybara loves to roll around in the mud. It helps control the parasites. That's the best way of seeing that. Sadly, this is our last day at South Wild Lodge. Visiting the Pantanal in Brazil has truly been an amazing experience. Sadly, we say goodbye to Learson, our guide, and head for Iguazu Falls. We arrived and soon settled in to our new hotel. We planned to see the falls from the Argentina side first. Wow, what an amazing sight. The Travel's Throat Canyon is 80 to 90 metres wide and 70 to 80 metres deep. I'll stop talking now and hopefully let you enjoy the pictures. That really was an amazing experience. There is a train that takes you back to the start. After arriving back, we had the opportunity to film these 2 species. We then had the opportunity to go into a private garden and film some hummingbirds. What an unbelievable day that was. We left after breakfast. We were going back into Brazil so we can film the falls from the Brazilian side. Another wow view, absolutely beautiful. What a beautiful planet we live on. At the moment, our beautiful planet is going through a period of mass extinction. And if we don't change our ways, we will be part of that mass extinction. It's amazing that these rare swifts actually breed behind the waterfall. What an amazing adventure we've had, filming in the northern Pantanal and also the falls in Argentina.